Hello, listen up. Don't allow somebody else's insecurities to affect your confidence. You are a confident person. You know where you're going. You know what it took for you to get to where you at. Continue to keep moving forward. Don't allow their insecurities to bring you down or them put you in a box. Don't allow them to put you in a place where you can't move, you can't breathe, where you got to be stifled to be in their presence. Sometimes you got to be okay letting some things, people, places go. Just let them go. Because if you're being insecure and they think for 1 minute their insecurities is supposed to stop you from building your life, stop building you from enjoying your life, stop you from going where you want to go, stop you from being who you are, stop you from looking good, stop you from feeling good about yourself because they're insecure and they don't want to do what it takes to grow, you keep pushing forward. You have found yourself. You know who you are. You like what you see when you look in the mirror. You are done the work. You're working on yourself, your mental health. You're working on your whole life to build your life to a place where you can allow somebody with insecurities come and let you and talk to you any kind of way, make you feel like you're not enough, make you feel like you're not good enough. No, don't do that. Don't do that. You walk in the beauty and the security that you have created for yourself and pat yourself on the back. Sometimes you got to be your biggest cheerleader. Sometimes you just got to encourage yourself. Come on, somebody, just say it, call a thing a thing. You have to be in a place in your life where you have to encourage yourself. You get up and you work hard on you. You work hard on the things around you. You've worked hard to build yourself to a life that you adore, that you really like, that you enjoy. You enjoy being in your house. You enjoy the car that you ride in. You enjoy the space that you have created for yourself. You have decorated your life the way you wanted it to be so that you're proud of the accomplishments that you made. Why are you going to let some insecure devil come in and think that they're going to just start telling you that this is not enough, that's not enough, you're not enough, and put their mouth on the things that you have created? Don't let them do it. Don't give them that space, because sometimes people are not happy unless they're putting their foot on your neck. They're not happy unless they're bringing you down and dragging you down. I'm here to uplift you, motivate you, and inspire you. I'm going to be one of your biggest cheerleaders. I'm going to be here to speak life into you until you get it, until you get up off of your bed or do nothing, until you begin to see what I see and what God sees when God looks at you. He don't look at us and see insecurities. He don't look at us and see weakness. He don't look at us and see less than, or we're not enough. No, that's not what he sees. That's not what he sees. He said we were created in his image. So that means we are strong, we are victorious, we are wonderfully and fearfully made, and he has given us strength, he's given us power, but we got to know that, y'all. People can say some cruel things in this life. You can meet some people. They can even be your friends, your family, your church members, but they will speak some things over your life that are not even true. They will say some things about you to try to bring you down, to try to destroy your character, your integrity. They will try to put everything you have on the line so that they can feel better to build themselves up. If you got to try to build yourself up by tearing somebody else down, you're a weak person. You're a very weak individual. You're a very weak individual. But I'm going to give you some strength today. I'm going to let you know that the people that really, really matter are not going to allow you to do it. The people that know who they are not going to allow you to do it. The people that have worked hard on themselves are not going to allow you to do it. The people that have went through some things and suffered some things, we're not going to let you do it. We're going to let you see you for who you are, and hopefully we can speak something into you to make you change the way you think, the way you see yourself, so that you won't feel the need to have to keep running through this life, breaking and tearing other people down so that you can feel better about yourself. That's not a good look. It's not a good look for us, y'all. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. God came with love. He said love, and he came to love us, and we love him because he first loved us. So we got to learn how to share that love. We got to learn how to speak life into somebody else's life that may be going through now that we have come out of certain situations in our life. That don't mean you're not exempt. You could be two paychecks away from being homeless all over again. You could be one paycheck away from not having dinner on your own table. You could be 2 paychecks away from not having clothes to put on your own back. So watch how you handle people. Watch how you treat people. Watch how you speak over people in this life. Because right now you see yourself, you only go through this life once. You only go through it once. And when it's over, it's over. And when it's over, it's over. What have you done with your life? That you're so insecure that you are spending your lifetime trying to talk and bring other people down. What have you done with your life? Why should that be something that you should waste your time doing? Why should that be something you should be wasting your time doing? So you got to get to a place in your life where you're happy with who you are. I understand that you went through some hard things. I understand that sometimes life has dealt you some bad cards. I understand that sometimes you put your trust in other people and things didn't work out the way you wanted them to work out, and you lost a lot of things in the process. And now that you have did that, you have went through that, now it's time for you not to do the same thing to somebody else. It's time for you to begin to gain some knowledge from that situation and begin to build yourself in a way that you don't have to tear nobody else down. And when you begin to build yourself instead of depending on other people to build you, you'll see yourself in a different light. You'll see yourself a lot stronger. You'll see yourself a lot wiser. You'll see yourself beginning to change and to beginning to understand what it is to work for what you want, to be able to work for the things that you need in this life. You'll begin to work for those things. And once you have worked for those things, you will see that they'll mean a lot more to you. A lot of times, I found that when people have a lot of insecurities, they have a lot of insecurities because they're used to people giving them stuff. And then when people give them stuff, they don't know how to operate in building a life for themselves. So they become insecure and jealous over the things that other people have. So they learn to start taking from other people. They learn to start fighting you for what belongs to you. But one lesson I learned as a young girl, and that is to have your own stuff. Get your own stuff. Begin to build your own stuff. If you want a new car, go buy it. If you want a home, go buy it. If you want to get, you want to wear a certain type of clothes, create the income that you need so you can do what you need to do, but you take care of that. You provide for you. And when you begin to provide for you, you will understand how hard it is for somebody to work for something and to have it stripped away, or to work for something and have people try to fight them for it, or people work for something and then some devil comes in and try to take the very thing that they've worked so hard to accomplish in their life when they've decided that they don't want to accomplish nothing for themselves, but they want to come in and take what you have. People are not putting up with that in this season. It's just too much. It's too much to go through. It's too much to endure. It's too much to have to look at people in that light. So when insecurities begin to take over you, start to pray and start to ask God, why am I this way? Why am I operating this way? Why am I spending my life being jealous over other people, walking in insecurities and lacking and not confident in the things that I can do for myself? Who am I? Who am I? I want to know who I am so that I can feel good about myself. You got to understand that when you're walking in insecurities, people can see those insecurities. They can see that you're an insecure person. And some people begin to prey on that, and they begin to play on your emotions where that is concerned. I remember there was a time in my life where insecurity was never one of my problems, because I was never an insecure young lady, and I'm not one that walks in jealousy. But one thing I did walk that was in lack. I didn't know how to fend for myself, because I told y'all in a couple of my other videos, I had not ever lived on my own up until 2001. 2001 was the first time I ever lived on my own. That's when I got divorced, and I had to make it on my own, and it was rough. It was really rough, and it was hard for me to learn how to be by myself and how to do things for myself. But eventually I put in that work and I began to learn, and then all of a sudden I wasn't afraid of the dark. I wasn't afraid to be by myself. I was not walking in nobody's insecurity, nobody's jealousy. I wasn't out there begging or asking nobody for nothing. I was praying and fasting and asking God to teach me how to love me, teach me how to be with me, teach me how to protect my heart, teach me how to protect my emotions, teach me how to build what you have placed inside of me so that I would be stronger, so that I would not be walking around allowing people to treat me any kind of way, putting their foot on me and doing anything they wanted to do to me. And God began to do just that. He began to strengthen me. And that's when I began to learn what it meant to be able to do all things through Christ that strengthens me, because he began to strengthen me heart, mind, body, and soul. So now it's like people look at me and say, you're a very strong woman. I am. Now I am. Okay, now I don't cry a lot. Now I do a lot of things on my own now. Why? Because I had to labor and labor for the Lord, for him to be able to teach me and show me how to love me, how to do things for myself, to be able to trust in him for the things that I do need, to be able to lean on him for the things that I need. And I begin to lean on the Lord, and I begin to pray, and I begin to cry out, and I begin to fast, and I begin to get stronger, and I begin to think that some of the things that I have been praying for, crying about, they just showed up in my life without me having to do anything. You don't know how strong you are until you're backed up against a wall. You don't know how strong you are until you're forced to go through something alone. Make sure you know how to be by yourself. Make sure you have been in a situation where you have had to fend for yourself. And then that's how you will begin to know who you really are and what you're really capable of, and how you can really begin to handle yourself in the midst of what we're going through right now. Some of y'all have never lived on your own. Some of you never did nothing for yourself. And it's hard for you when you have never did that, because now you're afraid of being by yourself, because you don't know what this situation might bring. Loved ones may be taken away from us. We may be in a place where we got to really just begin to go through. I pray that we all come out of this thing all right, and I know we will, as long as we keep our hands in the hands of the Lord and we keep our mind stayed on him, because he said he would keep us in perfect peace. You just got to take him at his word, and you got to believe. You got to believe that he is who he say he is, and he's going to do what he say he's going to do. First of all, you got to believe. You got to believe that he is who he is, because I thank God for that. I thank God for the Spirit of the Lord is working through me. It is giving me the strength to be able to do what I do, all the things I do on my own by myself. I just thank God for all the teaching that he's given me. Right down to something simple as the video that I did a few videos back about changing the trimmer head on my Husqvarna weed eater. I called them and they told me it would be probably like $125 for me to put it in the shop, and they may need to keep it a week. A week? And all I did was overnight the parts and got on the YouTube video, learned how to do it myself, kept my money in my pocket, and I done did the whole yard. All in within a day. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be smart with your money right now in this season. And most of all, you got to be smart with you. Don't walk around with insecurities. Don't walk around with low self-esteem. Don't walk around with no confidence. Build those things up within yourself by doing things for yourself and learning who you are in the midst. Allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to be stretched. Allow yourself to be able to live through some stuff, to go through some stuff, so that you will be able to know exactly how to handle yourself when things come upon you or things begin to happen around you. You got to know how to take care of yourself in the midst of these storms. Storms will come. There's no life that you're going to live in that storms are not going to come, but you got to know how to ride out the storm. You got to know how to ride out the storm, and you got to ride out that storm with a praise. You got to know how to ride out that storm. You got to ride out that storm, and you got to start thanking God for the storm, because seasons do change. Remember that. Seasons of life do change. These things do not last always. They don't come to take us out. They come to build us, and they come to strengthen us. You just got to allow yourself to be strengthened in the midst. I told y'all, even when I'm out here, if I'm doing this video and y'all see a little sweat on my face, thank you, Jesus. Because I love being out here, and I love to feel the sun rays on my face. I love to feel the sweat. I love to feel the natural sauna that God has given me. I don't have to go to the gym and bake myself in that little room and get sweated down. I can do that right here at home, and it just feels so beautiful. And I'm beginning to really feel blessed in the midst of this recession. And it's just beginning. It's just beginning. But I see the blessings. I see the outpour. It's going to cause a lot of people to run to the cross. It's going to cause a lot of people to lay before the Lord. It's going to cause a lot of people to grow. It's going to cause a lot of people to understand who God is and who they are in him. It's going to cause a lot of people to want to be able to be good servants. It's going to cause people to want to change their ways. They're going to see some stuff. They're going to go through some stuff. They're going to understand some stuff. The wisdom that's going to be poured out in the midst of these recessions. Look what happened in 2020. All that was showed up. All that showed out in 2020. People were running to the cross. People were laying their life down. People were giving their life to the Lord. People were loving and sharing with other people. They were praying. They were speaking life over their family. They were showing love. They were speaking love. They were sharing the things they had. They were building their life together. Lives were being rebuilt. Relationships were coming back together. Marriages were being mended. Husband and wives were getting closer. Even though there was a lot of things that went wrong as well. There were divorces. I understand all that. But we want to focus on the good things that God has done, because he is so worthy to be praised. In the midst of every situation we go through, I want to be able to see God. I want to see him in his power of his might. I want to see how he operates through this recession. And you're going to look back over this and you're going to say, that was nobody but God. That happened, but it was nobody but God. I went through this and only God could have brought me out. There are certain things that only God can do. And there are some things, in order for you to see miracles, you got to go through some things that only God can do. Only God can bring you out of situations like this. Only God can show up and show out in things like this. Only God can stop what's going on around the world. One wave of his hand can shut down each and everything. But is he not here to make it easy for you? He's here to make you grow in him, so you can see him in the midst, so you can see him operate, so you can see the miracles of God are still here. Miracles are still being performed today. If you're in a place where this message has blessed you, hit that like button for me. It will help the channel. Subscribe. So many of you are watching, but you're not subscribed. So please feel free to join the family. We like to uplift, motivate, and inspire. And in this season, we're going to need a lot of that. We're going to need a lot of places where we can go. This is a safe space. This is a safe space where you can come to get uplifted, motivated, and inspired to be able to make it through another day through these tough and trying times. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. Because I'm telling you, God is good. His mercy endure forever. He will not leave you for nor forsake you. We just got to be in the place to be able to receive and hear what thus saith the Lord, because he is speaking to us on a regular. God knows he is speaking. He is speaking. He's speaking out loud. And get in your word a little more. Spend more time with God. Labor before the Lord. Learn how to begin to fast and pray, because he said in his word that some of these things that we're going through, some of them does not come out except through prayer and fasting. So we got to get in a place where we learn how to fast and pray. So with that being said, I'm going to clock out right now. I will be back later on. And as I said, I love you. Be blessed and continue to keep speaking life. Be motivated. And I pray this message will inspire you to be able to do some different things to see how you're going to make it through these trying times. I love you. Be blessed.